Okay, the final one on the page, the green one, is just going to go ahead and be something where we are looking at it and we're going, oh boy, sure would be nice if this wasn't here, this 2x, okay, or if it were set up differently, because right now we don't really have any way to battle this thing or factor anything out, etc., etc. So what we're going to do is that we're going to call on, before we go any further, is the double angle formula for sine, where we're going to go sine of 2x equals 2 sine x cosine x. So, and then we're going to throw that in for this entire guy and see what happens. So let's go ahead and take a look. So I go 2 cosine of x plus, and instead of writing sine of 2x, I'm going to use this. And now we have something that is doable. And so at this point, I want to use the same techniques from a couple of slides ago. We're factoring out something that's in common. Looks like we can grab a 2 and a cosine from each one of those. And so let's throw 2 cosine x out in front, 1 plus sine x equals 0. Okay. So again, we're just factoring out those two things, and now we use the zero product property again. So we have 2 cosine of x equals 0, and 1 plus the sine of x equals 0. So what we're doing is that we're getting these all by themselves, and so we have the cosine. We just divide each side by 2, so we just have really the cosine of x equals 0, because when we divide by 2 on both sides, that's just going to fall off. 0 divided by 2 is 0. So this is the equation that we're most interested in. And then I'm going to subtract 1 from each side over here, and I get sine x equals -1. And these two, again, we play that game of where are the angles hiding. So we get this part all set up. We get all students take calculus, and we think about, okay, well, where's this first one at? The cosine of 0. The cosine of some angle that equals 0. Well, it looks like we're going to have two of them, because this angle right here, pi over 2, is going to go ahead and work, as well as, I believe, this angle right here. Right? And so this is going to work as well. So we'd have 3 pi over 2. And so those are two angles that happen to fall within our interval that are going to work for this that first particular equation. And so we have, so far, x equals pi over 2, comma, 3 pi over 2. And I think you're going to hear my dog in a moment, because it looks like it wants to get on the couch. So if you hear some jumping, then that's George. At any rate, so now I have the sine of a -1, and the sine of a -1 looks like it's doubling up here, because this is, not the sine of a -1, the sine of some angle that equals a -1. It's going to go ahead and be right here, because that's the only place that that's going to occur. However, we've already counted that in, and so we don't need to count it twice. And so therefore, these are going to be our only solutions that are in the interval of 0 to 2 pi, where 0 is included and 2 pi is not. That is going to satisfy the said equation. So that's how you do that, and thank you for watching.